Hello inflatable fans, I hope you're all well. Now you might remember this boat. This is the sacrificial boat, as it's affectionately called. This is the one that I've stabbed and repaired numerous times, and I've got another project in mind for it. Now what I was thinking of doing is creating a viewing window around about here. So what I've done is I've already sat in it, set everything up, the seat and the backrest, and I have marked out where I think a suitable place for a viewing window would be. So my feet go in that end, and then I'm sat here, and then I've got a window beneath my knees that I can see under the water with. Bonkers or genius? I think we're going to find out. So what I need for this project is some window. Now this is 0.75mm PVC, so it's not thick, but it's thicker than the floor of the boat, the fabric of the boat. I'm going to use some Dr. Boat to actually seal this underneath the boat itself, because I'm going to glue this to the bottom of the boat. So I'm going to use this to glue it to the bottom of the boat. I'm going to cut a piece out of this, obviously, hence the ruler and the pen. Cutting knife to cut a hole in the floor. And that's the bit that seems really risky. And then because this is relatively thick, I'm then going to put some tape around the edges of the piece of this, just to create, to get rid of the lip, so that there's nothing protruding underneath the boat that could get caught on something. So this is to create a smooth transition between this and the bottom of the boat. I've used this before on the underside of this boat when I've done repairs, and it's been very good. I'm just trying to get the right angle, so hope that you can see this. So I have rulered a shape out, a square shape, to make this viewing window. Just need to kind of cut that out now. Right, so what I've decided to do is to keep that folded back. If this doesn't work, at least then I can reattach that and reseal it. So I'm going to keep that there as is. The next thing I need to do is to cut out a piece of this way bigger than that. I'm planning on it overlapping by at least a good inch. Right, I've actually gone a lot bigger than an inch. I've decided that I want a bit of extra coverage with glue on either side. I've rounded off the edges, and I think you can see that's going to cover quite a large area. So I need to deflate the boat now and get this flat on the floor and get that glued on. Okay, the boat's deflated. What I've done is I've used a couple of kettlebells just to try and keep this flat while I slotted this in place, because I want this as flat as possible. Underneath here, between the carpet and this, there is another piece of this which I've put there just to stop me getting glue on the carpet for obvious reasons. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape along this edge here, and I'm going to use that as to hold this in place while I then glue it. So this piece isn't going the full length, it's only going on just to help hold this in place. Damn, it's sticky. And it can stay on there afterwards, because it'll just all help with the seal. Right, that's just so that I've got a lift up flap. You see what I mean? So what I need to do with this is to pull that back, smear some of this all around this edge, and that's to give it a key. So oops, it's quite runny is this one, so I'm just going to daub a bit on, and then what you do is you leave this for 15 minutes or so. Just going to use a bag just to smear it about a bit. Feel it getting tacky already, which is good. Quite warm today. Can you see that tacking? And I think what I'll also do is put a little bit just around the edge of here, on the very far outer edge. That's gone off already. So now, how best to do this? Because what I don't want is, I don't want to get a load of the glue onto the viewing bit and ruin the view, do I? That's definitely not on my agenda. I'm going to put quite a healthy amount on here for what I think are really obvious reasons. This is a big hole in the bottom of the boat. sorry, you kind of missed me do that. I've just daubed a load of this all the way around the hole itself. And now we need to kind of drop this in place and make sure there's a seal with the glue all the way around this edge. Right, I think the only thing I can do now is to weight this down flat and hope for the best. 20 kilos plus 8 kilos. 8 kilos. Now, hopefully, come back in about 30 minutes and we'll see what that's like. 30 minutes in and it's not looking bad at all. There is one little gap there, where I just need to make sure I get some sealant in there, and then I'm going to tape it up. What I'm going to do is just run from the outside in. There we go, it's forcing it into that gap. There we are. I think I've pretty much got it as good as it's going to be. What I might do, you can probably see some from the inside of the boat to where the glue seal is, there's still quite a gap. Let me flip the boat round and show you. So with the boat flipped round, there's a bit of a gap there. There's a little bit of an overcut on a couple of the corners. So I think what I'm going to do now is, so that's the bit that the fold over flap that I left in case I needed to actually seal this up properly in case this doesn't work. But I think what I'm also going to do, just in the interest of creating a bit of a protective barrier, is just add tape just about 1/4 of an inch in. Yeah. So there it is. I've just run, you will barely be able to see that I don't think, but there's a little bit, about 1/4 of an inch overlap of tape onto the viewing window itself, just to seal that in from the inside. So it should be sealed from both the outside and the inside. I'm going to get it inflated, just see what it's like. I lied. All I'm doing tonight is I'm adding weight to this and I'm just going to leave it overnight. Now if you want to see how this pans out, you're going to have to watch the next outing video, because I'm going out tomorrow for a paddle with the chaps, a little bit of bouncy water. I'm going from Ripon down to Boroughbridge. That's where I'll be testing this out. So that'll be in an upcoming video. It might not be straight after this one, but it will be one within a video or two. Alright, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself. You know what to do. If you've got any comments, leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, share if you think I'm bonkers enough to be shared. You take care. Cheerio. Oh, what a cracking outing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 including me. This is a good trip. Woohoo! So far, no leaks. I can see occasional little things passing underneath. It deepens out a bit here, so I'm not going to see much.